Hi there, everybody, and welcome to Wednesday, December 9th, although you're not going to see this until December 10th at 7:30, and then we're going to bring you another game, the next game on the docket, which I believe is Las Vegas, San Diego at 8, either 8:30 or 8:45, depending on when I get this done. Ran into some difficulty today. Some days just life just doesn't stop kicking you in the junk. And I didn't know if I was going to be able to get this game in on time. So I went ahead and I posted on the Big Polly's blog that I do here, the Big Polly's World of Sports Sims blog, which is bigpollysworldofsportsims.wordpress.com. I haven't mentioned it in a while, but it still exists. And I said we're going to do a rain check on today's game. In fact, if you will just allow me a moment, I have it here. My web address. I think I have it here. Ah, here it is. And let me just show it to you there. There we go. And I didn't know if I was going to be able to get the game in on time and get it up. I like to get the games up at 7:30 so everybody sees it. And it looked for a while this afternoon like I wasn't going to be able to do that. So I said, okay, we'll do a rain check. We'll put two games up tomorrow, and now you're seeing this first game that I am actually doing at 5:30 on Wednesday. I wound up if I had just sticked with the original plan and sticked with trying to get the game up on time, I would have made it. But I can't really unring the bell of putting that blog entry up. I mean, if I looked in the WordPress, I probably would have been able to find a way to delete the post, but once you ring the bell, I don't usually like to unring bells, so I just left it up. And we're going to do Minnesota, Chicago now, and tomorrow we're going to wrap up week 16 by the end of the week, and then we get into week 17, and that's going to be a lot of fun, trying to figure out who made the playoffs and who didn't. An addendum from last night, Washington and Dallas have made the HTFL playoffs. I don't see a way Washington can't make the playoffs, and I don't see a way Dallas can make the playoffs, so it's down to St. Louis and New England in the Eastern Conference. And with that, I'm going to shut up here in just a moment. Hope your Wednesday went well, and you'll be seeing this on Thursday at 7:30. 25 seconds to go. Sounds like a Johnny Cash song. Well, actually, he had a song called 25 Minutes to Go. So I'll just do that and get everything set up for the shoe. 10 seconds. I'm itching for some reason. I don't know. 4, 3, 2, 1. Big Polly's World of Sports Sims Rally presents tonight's HTFL football game that we should have had for you last night, but fate has intervened, and this is going to be Minnesota and Chicago. We'll bring you another game tonight, either at 8:30 or 8:45, depending on the length of this game. So all Minnesota has to do is get a tie. If Minnesota can get a tie in one of their last two games, they will make the playoffs. Or Chicago has to lose a game, and Minnesota could take care of that right now by playing Chicago. So Minnesota wins or ties, they are in. And then Chicago, if they win, would have to win next week against Tampa Bay, who has won 3 in a row after starting 0-12, and hope that Minnesota loses. If Chicago goes 8-8 and Minnesota goes 8-8, Chicago will own the tiebreaker. And it's 37 degrees at Soldier Field in Chicago, Illinois. I'll be controlling Chicago. Walter Payton needs a whole bunch of yards, 163 to take the rushing lead, with Jim Brown at 18:05. Emmitt Smith has moved into second place at 16:45. Got a wind of 10 to 20 miles per hour, so we're going to see some old school football here, I feel. Minnesota won the toss and deferred. Chicago makes the first half choice. And I receive Dante Culpepper in the game for Minnesota, with Tarkenton being hurt, and Kyle Orton in for Chicago. It's going to be Bud Grant on one sideline, George Hallis on another. 37 degrees, and a wind that will be favoring Chicago in quarters 1 and 4. As we get this started, Devin Hester back deep along with Sayers and Sano, and 6 yards deep in the end zone, Hester will take the knee. For Chicago, Peyton and Gallagher are your running backs. Hill and Graham at wideout. Ditka at tight end. Orton at quarterback. Connor, Fortman, Turner, Ramsey, and Covert your offensive line. For Minnesota, Eller, Dolman, Page, Randall. You got 3 10s and a 10+ in Ellen Page in that front four. Blair, Simeon, Winston, your linebackers. Bryant, Rhodes, Browner, and Kraus. I couldn't see what was between the R and the O-D-E-S in Rhodes. That's what made me stop for a moment. That's your defensive backfield. So I think the battle is going to be the front four of Minnesota against the running game of Chicago, and I think that's how I'm going to play it. It's going to be a sweep right with Peyton to start the game. Peyton, off to a good start. He gained 6. We'll take a look at how Chicago has done. Remember, they have to win twice and hope Minnesota loses twice. Even a tie gives Minnesota the playoff spot. And Minnesota could still be as high as a 3 seed with Green Bay, Baltimore, and Cleveland all procuring spots. Their last game out was a 21-14 loss. In fact, they've lost 2 in a row. They lost 23-0 at the hands of Detroit, and then 21-14 to New Orleans after beating St. Louis 34-24. St. Louis just struggling on. So I was mentioning in the pregame, they still have an outside chance of making the playoffs, but pretty much they have to beat Kansas City, and New England has to lose to Washington. And on 2nd and 10, we're going to dive with Bill Gallagher. And Gallagher getting the first down, getting into the secondary, but he fumbled, recovered by Minnesota. Paul Kraus with the recovery, and now Minnesota takes over, but it's not Fran Tarkenton leading them. It's Dante Culpepper out of University of Central Florida and one of the high schools in Ocala, which I seem to remember being Vanguard High. Peterson and Brown are the running backs. Somebody will correct me on the high school that Dante Culpepper went to if I'm wrong. Carter and Moss at wideout. Jordan at tight end. Culpepper at quarterback. Zimmerman, McDaniel, Tingelhoff, White, and Yeri are your offensive line. You got 4 10s on the offensive line. For Chicago, Atkins and Dent, McMichael and Chambers at the front four. Fortunato, Singletary, a 10+ inside linebacker, and Wilbur Marshall are your linebackers. Night Train Lane. Remember that Chicago is a combination of the Bears and the Cardinals. Tillman, Carrier, and Fensick are your defensive backfield. And on 1st and 10, let's see what Dante Culpepper can do. This is a pitch to Adrian Peterson, who gets the first down to pick up a 13. And we take a look, show you that Tarkenton must have been a game-time decision. He is not showing up as injured. And we'll show you here that Minnesota has lost 2 in a row. They lost 16-10 to Green Bay, a game we had for you 2 weeks ago on the HTFL. And last week, another game we had, San Francisco beat Minnesota 42-32. 1st and 10 at the 24 of Chicago. Culpepper, straight ahead, 14 yards. 1st and goal at the 10. Earlier this week, we saw Daryl Monica playing in favor of John Brody. 1st and goal at the 10. Or was it last week? Might have been last week. Peterson straight ahead, a gain of 7. Now it's 2nd and goal at the Chicago 3 with 12:22 left. This is Bill Brown, touchdown.
The previous play is under review.
They'll look at it.
Upon further review, the runner was stopped short of the end zone.
There you go. Minnesota will have a 3rd and goal. 11:43 left to go. Peterson, touchdown. Adrian Peterson. 6-0 in favor of the Vikings. And you put the extra point through. Walsh does. It's 7-0 Minnesota with 11:38 left, opening quarter. Hester, Sayers, Sano, again back deep. This is another booming kick, so Hester is just going to take a knee. Problem with Chicago is if they fall behind, they don't have much of a passing game. Off tackle right, Walter Payton on 1st and 10. And Payton picks up 4. Orton has yet to throw a pass today. If they pass, they're probably going to be relying a lot on the screens and maybe passes to Mike Ditka, because Hill, Graham, and Ditka are all 7 receivers, not the best. A sweep right, Kelliger, 2nd and 8. He fumbled earlier on, but he gets the first down here, a gain of 7. So Chicago trying to hang on here. They lose or they tie, they are out of the playoffs, and their game with Tampa Bay will not mean anything. Trap right, Kelliger, 1st and 10. Chicago trying to cross Minnesota up, thinking they would key on Peyton when going to Kelliger a bit more. He picked up 5 that time. Chris Dolman on a tackle for the Vikes. It is 2nd and 5. A dive. Gain of 2. Randall on the tackle. 3rd and 3, so now Chicago will have to throw. Hitch to Harlan Hill, a blitz coming, so we're going to change that to a slant to Graham. It is incomplete. Looking for Graham, but not finding Graham. 4th and 3, and Chicago has to punt it away. Ed Brown is your punter. And that is fair caught by West, Ed West, at the 17. Pickup of 45 on the punt. 1st and 10. Ball to 17. A fumble recovered by Chicago and Mike Singletary. So easy come, easy go. And now Chicago with a turnover that befits them. We're going to go Kelliger on the dive. They'll start from the 12. Kelliger, no gain. Peyton, pitch right. Blitz coming. Screen.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense. Number 93, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
Randall. 2nd and 5. Peyton, the dive play. And Peyton straight ahead, a touchdown for Chicago, and they're back in the game. Seven to 6, and your point after try is good by Gould, and we're tied 7-7 with 7:47, oddly enough, left to go in the opening quarter. It is Harvin, Nelson, and West back deep for the Vikings. And a 1st and 10 at the 20. I think it was the Vegas-Washington game that we had last week where Daryl O'Monica wound up being the starter and not John Brody. 1st and 10 at the 20. This is Brown straight ahead, a pickup of 2, and Singletary on the tackle. 2nd and 8 at the 22. 37 for Chicago this time of year is balmy. Culpepper incomplete, and that was his first throw of the game. Percy Harvin comes in as the 3rd wide receiver, so let's set the wideouts for you. Harvin is the split end on the left side. Chris Clarter is the left slot back, and Randy Moss is over here on the right side playing split end. It's 3rd and 8 at the 22. Culpepper. Gain of 9. A 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 31. I think Culpepper right now is the leading rusher, and he is. 2 carries and 23 yards. 1st and 10 at the 31. Peterson, gain of 2. 2nd and 8 at the 33. Culpepper, a dump to Peterson. His first completion of the day, Culpepper, and then Singletary knocked them out at the 38, or knocked them down. 3rd and 3 at the 38 now. Culpepper sacked by Fortunato. And that Chicago defense coming in big. So that means Minnesota has to punt it away. And there they go. That was a short kick, and you could tell that Hester really had to scoot up to get his hands on the football, which he did. The return went 5 yards, the punt 36, but Minnesota kicking into the wind, so the net 31 yards. 1st and 10 at the 34. Trap right.
False start. Offense. Number 66, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 1st down.
False start against Turner. Bulldog Turner, the center. Also plays linebacker, or could. He's not in this. I don't believe he's one of the starters on defense. but he could be called upon if needed to go both ways. A 1st and 15 at the 29. We're going to stick with Gallagher and we're going to trap it right. He already has 4 carries and 23 yards on the day. This gain of 1 will take him to 5 and 24. A 2nd and 14. Pitch right, Walter Payton. Gain of 4. 3rd and 10. And we'll go to Jim Keane on the short cross. Chicago's passing game, no bueno. And that goes incomplete. Orton has started 0 for 2. And if things continue to go meekly in the passing front, Chicago might have to bring in another quarterback. And here is Ed Brown punting it away. And that punt goes 47, West with the fair catch. 2:38 left. Let's see who we have in terms of quarterbacks, because Orton might get the quick yank here. And Orton is at 81.7. We got Sid Luckman, who is 88.3. So keep that name in mind as the game progresses. 1st and 10 at the 19. And Sid Luckman could also play defensive back.
Offsides, defense. Number 81, 5-yard penalty.
Atkins called for an offside, so it's going to be 1st and 5 at the 24. We have 2:32 left in the opening quarter. Brown, no gain. Night Train Lane on the tackle. 2nd and 5 at the 24. Peterson, gain of 7. 1st and 10 at the 31. Peterson, a gain of 8. Kyle Rudolph, the 2nd tight end. So let's set the tight ends for you. Rudolph is up here on the left side, and from the quarterback looking towards the line's perspective, Jordan is on the right. A 2nd and 2, nearing the end of the first quarter now. Peterson, a 1st down. Pick up a 4, Night Train Lane, who again played for the Chicago Cardinals, not the Chicago Bears, but that's good enough to make the Chicago HTFL team. We have ended a quarter, and it is 7-7. Minnesota has run 14 plays. 12 of them have been runs, 66 yards. Chicago, 12 plays, 47 yards, and they have run 10 plays. 1st and 10 at the 43. And if both teams keep throwing like this, we'll get out of here soon. Gain of 2, and it is Culpepper running, and Atkins makes the tackle. But we won't start the second game, the Vegas-San Diego game, no earlier than 8:30. So if we get this done in 45 minutes, no, you're still going to have to wait till 8:30 at the very least. 2nd and 8 at the 45. That's a throw and a catch to Chris Carter, a gain of 12. Night Train Lane on the tackle. He has been kept busy. 1st and 10 at the 43. Peterson, a gain of 11. Tillman makes the tackle. 1st and 10 at the 32. Chambers tackles Peterson after the draw play, a gain of 2 yards. 2nd and 8 at the 30. Incomplete. 3rd and 8 at the 30. Peterson, a gain of 8 and a 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 22 of Chicago. Minnesota driving. This is the 12th play of this drive. Culpepper to Brown, incomplete. So far, the drive has taken 6 minutes and 42 seconds off in terms of time. A 2nd and 10. That's caught by Brown, and that's 6 points. Brown with his 2nd touchdown of the day. I'm sorry, it is not. It is his 1st. Peterson scored the early touchdown, and for some reason I thought Brown had scored it. Point after try by Walsh is good.
Foul. Defense, 15-yard penalty.
And Singletary was getting into it with somebody on the Minnesota Vikings side. So we're going to have an awkward-looking animation here, as that is actually Minnesota kicking off from the 50, and these linemen up here should be farther back. Hello. And let's just get the kickoff done. Touchback. 1st and 10 at the 20. We're going to go Peyton. We're going to trap it left. Just try to stick with the running game here. That's our strong suit. A gain of 3. Carl Eller made the tackle. Kelliger, a trap right. And Kelliger just short of the first. He picked up 7. But they measure him short of the ball. I am not going to take the challenge. And I'm going to go for it on 3rd and inches. Sayers comes in, and he'll be a 3rd running back in a full house set. We'll go to him on the dive. And did Sayers get it? He got the first down, but not by much. Officially, it'll go as no gain, but it moved the ball just enough for the first down. A sweep right to Walter Payton. Payton back to the line. Dolman on the tackle. 2nd and 10 at the 30. We're going to go Graham, and we're going to go medium out. Look for Jeff Graham. Incomplete.
Holding. Offense. Number 66. 10-yard penalty.
They get the Bulldog Turner for holding, making it 2nd and 20. I'm still going to stick to just running the ball and seeing what I need on 3rd. We're going to go Payton off tackle left. His 8th carry of the day is for 6 yards, so he's 8 for 32. Now we'll go back to a 3-wide set. Medium pass, which would not be enough. We're going to have to go route plus, and we'll go to Harlan Hill. Minnesota playing deep. So this should be incomplete, and it is. Ramsey hurt on the last play. The guard, right guard, so Revi Sori comes in. He was on the 70s Bears teams. And we'll place him at the right guard spot, but he'll probably be replaced again by the starter when we come back to Chicago's next series of downs. Ed Brown in the punt. Now he's punting into the wind, so you see the returner, West,
Illegal block. Receiving
scooting
team,
in to get that catch.
penalty.
Simeon called for the illegal block. That backs Minnesota up to their own 27 with 6:44 left in the opening half. 14-7. Brown, 40, 50, in the Chicago territory. He picks up 26 yards on that pass. So Culpepper now 5 of 8, 73 yards, but both teams mainly sticking to the run. Culpepper calls his own number, a gain of 9, and Wilbur Marshall makes the tackle. 2nd and a yard, ball to 38. We give to Peterson. Peterson back to the line. 3rd and a yard, ball to 38 still. Peterson just short. And Minnesota with the wind will try a 54-yarder. Here is Walsh. Pushed it left. No good. And Chicago starts from their own 44 with 3:45 left to go. They're going to stick with the running game until things get a little more desperate. Walter Payton sweeps right. And he gains 2 yards. Winston on the tackle. Not Jameis Winston, but we will show you the Winston in question. No, that's not him. That's Jeff Simeon. Roy Winston played on the early 70s Vikings teams. 2nd and 8, screen to Kelliger. Well, actually, it's going to be a short pass to Kelliger because I hit the wrong button. It bounced off of his hands, incomplete. I was about to say it got to him, though, even though he had about a 40% chance of making the completion. Orton has started 0 for 4. We'll go medium cross to Jeff Graham. See whether or not he can get his first completion. He does. That's a first down, a pickup of 14. So Orton now 1 for 5. Dive, Walter Payton, 1st and 10. A fumble recovered by Chicago and Jim Colbert. And that'll take us to the 2-minute timeout. 14-7 in favor of Minnesota. Kelliger off tackle right. And that's a gain of 4. He wears the same number as Jimbo Covert. Chicago will hurry to the line. A 3rd and 2. They do not want to call a timeout here. They're going to go Payton straight ahead on the dive. No sail, no gain. And Dolman makes the tackle. And Chicago will let the clock run down to 58 seconds. And the field goal chances here are not good on 4th and 2, so they're going to go for it at the 32. They're going to look to Ditka. Short hitch. And Ditka's got it. His first reception. And it's now 1st and 10 at the 23. Now Chicago will use a timeout. They have 1 left, and the Vikings with 3. Chicago thought they were going to kick the field goal there, and that's why they milked the clock all the way down. And then they looked at the odds and looked at the kicker, and they said, no, we better try to get the first down instead, and they got it. We're going to go Hill, short out, 1st and 10, a blitz coming, so this is going to be a slant to Graham. Slant to Jeff Graham, incomplete, and Orton is now 2 for 7. We might not be seeing him in the second half. Harlan Hill, a short slant. 2nd and 10 at the 23. That's incomplete.
Holding offense, number 20, 10-yard penalty.
They'll accept the penalty, make it 2nd and 20 with 44 seconds left. Trap it left. This is Peyton. He gains 7. Smith on the tackle. Chicago will hurry. With 35 seconds left, they want to save that last timeout in case they need it. Cross to Ditka. Incomplete with 22 seconds left. And again, Chicago is between a rock and a hard place here. They're going to bring in Gould. They'll try it from 43, but the odds are not good. It's blocked, recovered by Page. I'm sorry. Page blocked the punt, and Alan Page was known for that, and Bobby Bryant pounced on it with 18 seconds left in the half. Minnesota starts from their own 33. This is Peterson gaining 5 with 12 seconds left. Does Minnesota call time? Yes, they do. A 2nd and 5 at the 38. A gain of 2. 3rd and 3 at the 40. And that's a screen pass to Jordan, incomplete, and that's the half. It is 14-7 in favor of the Vikings. I see Sid Luckman warming up. Might see him in the second half because this is the game where you need him, because if the Bears do not win today, they are out of the playoffs. So I will take a very brief break to swig some water, and I will be right back. Probably be like 10-20 seconds max. Yep, it took shorter than I thought it would. So Minnesota leading 14-7. They ran 29 plays, 20 of them were rushes, and gained 166 yards. Chicago 28 plays, 20 of them were rushes, just like Minnesota. So both teams using the running game very well, and Chicago's got 103. Harvin back deep. And something happened here on the kickoff return. Taylor made the tackle, the return 22 to the 24. So, Minnesota with the win. They lead 14-7 as we start this third quarter. To Brown. No gain. 2nd and 10 at the 24. To Jordan.
Holding offense, number 64, 10-yard penalty.
And they call McDaniel for the hold, so it'll be a 2nd and 20 at the 14. Incomplete. That is Culpepper looking for Peterson. A 3rd and 20 now. Culpepper. A 2-yard loss. Singletary makes the tackle. Punting time for Minnesota. And there it goes. And they go to the sideline. That was Bob Lee. Punt went out at the 40. It went 48 yards. 1st and 10 at the 40 for Chicago. And yes, indeed. Well, this replay looks messed up. Okay. What I wanted to do is I wanted to put Sid Luckman in the game. And there he goes. He wears number 42. And he's actually going to sweep it right on first down, just to give Minnesota something extra to think about. And he's got 6 yards. Bryant on the tackle. I don't think Luckman has played in any games. Actually, he did play. He has three carries for a yard, and he has not thrown the ball yet all season. And the 3 yards that he picked up, a 6-yard gain in this game. So before that, he had 3 carries for a yard. He can also play defensive back, and can also play special teams if you call upon him to do it. It's going to be Peyton. Trap right on 2nd and 4. He will not get the first down. He only picks up a couple, and Bobby Bryant makes the tackle. Now here's where Luckman comes into play. They're going to go hitch to Ditka. Luckman was known for being an accurate passer. That's a gain of 14. Accurate passer for his era, and Ditka gains 14 yards. Joey Browner on the tackle. So Chicago moving, and here is Walter. A gain of 6. He's at 53 yards on the day. A 2nd and 4 from the 32. Hill, play action long pass. And Luckman finds him, a touchdown. And the crowd roars. That's the longest catch of the year for Harlan Hill. 14-13, your point after try, good by Gould, and it's 14-all. 10-13 left in the third. Harvin back deep along with Nelson and West. A touchback. 1st and 10 at the 20. Peterson, gain of 5. 2nd and 5 at the 25. Peterson. Forgot who made the tackle. Singletary made the tackle this time. And Singletary has 100 on the year now. A gain of 6 for Peterson. 1st and 10 at the 31. Peterson gaining 6 more. Richard Dent on the tackle. 2nd and 4 at the 37. A lot of these names played on the Bears in the 80s, and that was the year they won their first and only to date Super Bowl. That's Peterson gaining 5 more, and Dent making the tackle again. 1st and 10 at the 42. Brown, gain of a yard. Atkins makes the stop. 2nd and 9 at the 43. A lot of handoffs here. That is Bill Brown gaining 4 yards. Minnesota has run 38 plays to this point. 28 of them have been rushes. 3rd and 5 at the 47 of Minnesota. Culpepper. That looked like a tight end screen.
Offsides, defense.
Which will stand.
50, 5-yard penalty.
Went to Steve Jordan. Singletary was offside, so Minnesota will move it to the 40 now of Chicago. This is the 8th play of the drive, and Culpepper back. A fumble recovered by Chicago in Night Train Lane.
The previous play is under review.
We'll look at it.
Upon further review, the runner was down by contact.
And that wrecks a good play by Night Train Lane, who caused the fumble, recovered the fumble, but not to be. 1st and 10 at the 28. Culpepper rolls to his right, fires, and that's caught by Randy Moss. Touchdown. And it's 20-14. So Minnesota answers the bell. Your point after, good by Walsh to make it 21-14. We have 5:29 now left in the third quarter. It's Hester, it's Sayers, and it's Sano, and that's a touchback. Straight ahead to Peyton. 1st and 10 at the 20. Peyton does not appear to be on a pace to take the rushing lead. He's only at 56 yards with 20 minutes left in regulation. That gained 3, and Dolman made the tackle. Kelliger on the screen. 2nd and 7. He's got it. 30, 40, all the way to the 45. A pickup of 22. Luckman has started 2 of 2 for 46 yards. And that's the longest catch Kelliger has had all year. 1st and 10 at the 45. Trap left, Walter Payton. He gains 3 yards. Page makes the tackle. 2nd and 7. It's going to be a screen to Peyton. Peyton was known to be quite a pass catcher out of the backfield, but I think this is the first time today he's got a pass. A gain of 19, and yes, that was his first catch of the day. And now Chicago moving, and we had a knife fight in the first half. It's now turned into a shootout here in the second. Trap right, Walter Payton, 1st and 10, and he gains 6 more. Alan Page made the stop. Winston hurt, the right outside linebacker. He will be replaced by Ed McDaniel. No, not Wahoo McDaniel, whose real first name was Ed. 2nd and 4. This is going to be a static play for Walter Payton. Of course, Wahoo was better known as a pro wrestler. Gain of 16, but he also played with the Jets and the Miami Dolphins. Gain of 16. Rhodes made the tackle. Gallagher, a dive, and a loss of a yard. Miami, the first year they played in the AFL was, I believe it was 1966, and they trained on the Pinellas beaches. The beaches of Pinellas County, like St. Petersburg Beach. And the facilities were not all that great. And Wahoo McDaniel made the comment at one point that they thought that they were going to bring him in on a rickshaw, you know, one of those little cars that the horsepower is the person carrying it, like you see in Asian countries. Short hitch to Ditka, and that's completed for a touchdown to Harlan Hill. His 2nd of the day, and suddenly Chicago can do no wrong throwing it. It's 21-20. Your point after good by Gould, 21 all with 48 seconds, left to go in the 3rd quarter. Harvin, Nelson, and West back deep. Harvin gains 33 yards to the 34. Buffoni makes the tackle. Could be the last play of the first quarter here as Peterson goes straight ahead, gains 2. And it's now 2nd and 8 at the 36. And yep, that was the end of the 3rd quarter. And we're tied at 21. Minnesota 42 plays, 246 yards of total offense. Chicago 41 for 243. 2nd and 8 at the 36. Peterson into the secondary, and that is to the 40. That's a 24-yard gain. He's at 110 on the day. 1st and 10 at the 40 with 14:47 to go. Brown. Tingelhoff injured. Tingelhoff is the center, and he will be out a few plays. So Matt Burke comes in to play center. It's now 2nd and 10 at the 40 of Chicago. Looking for Carter. Night Train Lane got a finger on it, but that was about it. 3rd and 10 at the 40 with 14 minutes left in regulation. Culpepper to Carter, incomplete. I'll watch for the fake punt. And Minnesota was going into the wind on the punt. The punt only goes 26 for Bob Lee. And Chicago takes over. Trap right, Walter Payton on 1st and 10. A blitz coming, so we're going to turn it into a screen to Payton. And he slips defenders, and Payton a 1st down, a pickup of 10. Luckman has yet to throw an incompletion. He is 6 for 6 for 109 yards. And I feel lucky with the wind in my favor. With wind at Luckman's back, we're going to go play action long pass to Harlan Hill. But Luckman will run. 1-yard gain. Fortman hurt, but stays in the game. Fortman is the left guard. We're going to go Payton trap right on 2nd and 9. See, I should have slowed down a little bit because Minnesota was playing in tight. That sets up 3rd and 10. Ball to 24. We're going to go Ditka There he is. A hitch. A blitz coming. See if Luckman can get it off. Incomplete. His first incompletion of the game. So at 4th and 10 at the 24, Ed Brown punts. And oh, this is a nice kick. This punt goes 71 yards all the way to the Minnesota 5. The ball rolled a little bit, much to Chicago's favor. And Minnesota starts 5 yards away from their own end zone with 11:23 left in the fourth quarter. It is 21-21. And Brown stuffed at the line, a 1-yard loss. Singletary, his 10th tackle of the day. He went over the 100-yard mark earlier today. 2nd and 11 at the 4. Peterson gaining 3. A 3rd and 8 at the 7. Culpepper. And that's a first down to Steve Jordan. 1st and 10 at the 17. Gain of 6. Marshall makes the tackle on Peterson. Marshall, I don't know how many tackles he got, but we'll look it up. 21 rushes to 119 yards for Peterson now. And Peterson, 2 more. Singletary on the stop. 3rd and 2 at the 25. 8:25 now left.
False start.
Yes, Mr. Referee.
Offense, number 73, 5-yard penalty.
Yeri with the false start. Pretty well played game, I think. Only 9 penalties to this point in the game. 3rd and 7 at the 20. And Culpepper handed it off to Peterson, a gain of 4. See if I could give you how many tackles, since I brought it up, how many tackles Wilmer Marshall has to this point. So just stand by a moment, please. Marshall has 5 tackles on the day. 4th and 3 at the 24, and Bob Lee in the punt. Remember, he's punting into the wind, and Hester knew it. Had to scoot a little ways to make the fair catch at the 41. We have 7:09 to go. Ball at the 41, as I just told you, and we are tied at 21. Walter Payton sweeping to the left side. A blitz coming, so this is going to be a screen to Kelliger. Can Kelliger get open? He can. And he crosses midfield. He's past the 40 and down to the 37. Another pickup of 22 yards for Kelliger. He has 2 carries for 44 yards, so his other catch was for 22. Believe it or not. Ditka, medium out on 1st and 10 from the 37, and this bounces off of Ditka's hands. And that makes it 2nd and 10 at the 37. We're going to screen it to Payton. Payton's place. There he goes. And Payton bulls his way for 16 yards, a first down. And what a difference a quarterback makes, as Sid Luckman is really showing why he should have been the starter and probably should have been there all year. Payton a dive, 1st and 10, but
false start. Offense, number 42.
Luckman called for a false start.
First down.
And that's going to make it 1st and 15 at the 26. And we'll just go to Ditka on the crossing route. And Luckman runs, gain of a yard. 2nd and 14 at the 25. Field goal odds right now, 43%. Hill, a short cross. Gain of 12 if it stands, and it's not.
Number 20, 10-yard penalty.
Ramsey called for holding. Sweeping right is Payton on 2nd and 24, and that's no gain. 4:22 left, so I think everybody in the stadium knows that they're going to go for the long ball here. We'll go Harlan Hill on a long pass. There goes Luckman. Incomplete. So the odds of hitting the field goal are 33%. I will punt. We'll try a pooch punt with Ed Brown. Try to pin Minnesota back. Touchback. Even the pooch punt goes too far. First and 10, Minnesota. It's a 21 all tie. Ball at the 20. Culpepper and Brown is found for a gain of 15, and Marshall making the tackle. And if you'll pardon me for a moment, folks, I have to sneeze. There we go. Got that out. First and 10 at the 35. Brown. Pick up a 4. Second and 6 at the 39. Culpepper. Brown. First down. Gain of 7. Carrier. Mark Carrier. Not the Buccaneer, but the Bears safety. Hurt on the play. So was Zimmerman, but it doesn't look like either are coming out. First and 10 at the 46. Incomplete. Second and 10. That's Jordan. Gain of 12. And we're at the 2-minute warning. It's first and 10 at the Chicago 42. Each team with 3 timeouts left. This is Culpepper, and he throws an incompletion. Second and 10 at the 42 now. Jordan to the 30, to the 20, down to the 15, and that's a gain of 27 yards. Culpepper, 13 of 22 for a $1.97. First and 10 at the 15. Culpepper throws. It's caught by Randy Moss. A gain of 9. Moss now 2 catches, 37 yards. Second and a yard from the 6. Peterson, touchdown. Adrian Peterson. Minnesota breaks the tie with 1:24 left, but the Bears will have all 3 timeouts. Point after good by Walsh, 28-21. Hester back deep. Returnable. Watch out, because Hester's a guy who could bring it. But not this time, only a gain of 6. And now Chicago in the soup. They got 3 timeouts. They got to go 81 yards, though. We're going to go medium hitch to Ditka. That's to Peyton. Peyton gains 8. 1:07 to go. And Chicago calls timeout. Medium out to Ditka. Second and 2. Incomplete.
Holding offense. Number 21, 10-yard penalty.
Fortman called for holding. Second and 12 now. We're going to go Keene. Medium cross. Incomplete. Well, third and 12. The ball is at the 17. We're going to go Graham over the middle on a slant because we still got the 2 timeouts. So you could use the middle of the field. There it is. Gain of 27. And Chicago will use timeout number 2. 49 seconds left. Now you got to go to the sidelines, and you got to use the sidelines almost exclusively. Keene, a medium out against deep and loose coverage by Minnesota. And Keene has the grab. He got out of bounds. Gain of 18. And now Chicago on the move. 41 seconds left. Slant to Harlem Hill. Might have to go no huddle if he catches it. Now get it ready. Gain of 23. No huddle, no huddle, no huddle. And Luckman, man, I didn't know what the no huddle was. What is a no huddle? What do you mean no huddle? Medium out to Hill. Because he didn't play in an era where they had the no huddle. And that's a touchdown. Touchdown to Graham. Luckman has thrown 3. And with 12 seconds left, we're a point away from the tie. Chicago thinking, should we go for 2 here? And the answer is no. We kicked the extra point. Oh, they should have gone for 2. Page blocks it. Page blocked the extra point. And it's 28-27 with 12 seconds left. Talk about a stunning turn of events. Onside kick for Chicago. Minnesota's going to get it. And it's academic now. Peterson to Brown. And that's your game. Oh, a heartbreaker for Chicago. Minnesota goes to the playoffs, so the Northern Division is all settled. It'll just be a question of who gets seeded where. It's going to be Green Bay, Cleveland, Baltimore, and Minnesota. Chicago losing by a blocked extra point with 12 seconds to go. 28-27. The MVP of the game was Adrian Peterson. You should give it to Alan Page because he blocked the extra point. So that's your final. So Peterson is the MVP. Heartbreaker for Chicago. Each team was perfect in the red zone. Luckman, a hell of an effort to bail out Chicago. 373 was the total yardage for Minnesota. Chicago had 383, but both teams perfect in the red. Minnesota held the ball a little more, 31-29 to 28-31. 12 penalties. Chicago ran 57 plays, and Minnesota ran 62. Luckman had the best day quarterbacking, although he did not come in until the second half. He was 13-17 for 238, 3 touchdowns. Leading rusher was Peterson, 24 for 131. Peyton only 80 yards. We had 3 guys that had 4 catches. Brown 4 for 70. Jordan 4 for 62, and Peyton 4 for 53. And the leading tackler, Mike Singletary, with 12 tackles. But talk about a heartbreaking loss for the Bears. They just achieved that there. The Bears will not make the playoffs. They go 6-9, and Minnesota is 9-6. So we know the playoff teams: Green Bay, Minnesota, Baltimore, Cleveland. We just don't know the order. And coming up next, and we'll get this game started at 8:30 tonight, Las Vegas and San Diego, Denver and San Francisco on Friday. And this has been Big Paulie coming to you. We wish you well, no matter where you are, and when you see this, Godspeed, God bless, and all that jazz. We'll do it all again soon, and bye-bye for now, everybody.